So before the break, we went over SOHCAHTOA, right? The three side ratios. And then we talked about how the three ratios, they can change sign, right? Depending on different quadrants. And then we also learned how to memorize it using all Smurf tickle cats, right? To remember where they are positive, so you can also figure out where they are negative, okay? So one more thing we need to also cover is talk about two special angles, okay? When we encounter a question that has these special angles, 30, 60 degree or 45 degree, the ratios between the sides will be fixed, okay? So that's why they like to test you question that has these angles, right? So let's start with 45 degree. That one is more easy to understand the ratio, right? When you have 45 degree, right? That means over here is 45, right? This one is the 90 degree. The leftover must be also 45, right? Because 45 plus 45 will be 90, right? Total is 180. So when you have two angles that are the same, we call this triangle an isosceles triangle, right? You get two angles the same, so the two sides are the same. Therefore, these two sides should equal each other. So the ratio between them, right, should be 1 to 1, right? If this side is, let's say if this one is 19, then the other side will also be 19, okay? So ratio is 1 to 1. Remember, ratio is not fixed to a single number, right? It's just reduce, okay? So think about fraction, 1 to 1, same as 2 to 2, right? Same as 7 to 7. It can mean many values, but if we simplify it, it just reduces to 1 to 1. So if it's 1 to 1, we can use Pythagoras, right, to figure out the hypotenuse. Okay, so can you guys apply the Pythagoras right now? Using a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We want to find c. Okay, so please raise your hand if you found the value for c. Okay, Aaron, what's your answer for c?
Wouldn't it just be like root 2?
Root 2, yes, root 2 is correct, okay? So 1 squared plus 1 squared is c squared, right? So 1 plus 1 is c squared, which is 2 equals c squared. C is root 2. So fill that in. So 1, 1, root 2, okay? So you need to memorize these three sides. So it doesn't mean these three, 1, 1, root 2, right? I can make a multiple of it, right? So for example, if I times, it's like you go to photocopy, right? You can enlarge the picture, okay? So like on camera, right? You can zoom in, right? Make it 150% bigger, right? So same with this, I can multiply every side by 5 and become 5, 5, and 5 root 2. Okay, so it's not just fixed to 1, 1 root 2. So sometimes you might see numbers like, okay, so I'll give you a couple common ones, right? So 1, 1 root 2 will be one of them. Another one they try to trick you into not special is every side multiplied by root 2. Okay, so that will make this root 2, right? 1 times root 2 and root 2, right? And then root 2 times root 2 will become 2. Okay, so the green is a set. The red one is a set, okay? I don't want to mix you up, okay? So I'm gonna just draw it on the side, okay? So or, right? Sometimes you might see this picture when you see like root 2, and 2, okay? That's another way, okay? So they are both special, okay? You can, most of the time we just use the red one, All right, so let's go to the 30, 60 degree and the 90. So of course, the smaller one, this one must be the 30, right? This one will be the 60 degree, okay? That one will be 90. Now to figure out the special angle for this, we are going to reflect, mirror, okay? Mirror the top triangle, flip downwards. So I'm gonna draw another copy of the same triangle attached to the bottom. So like that, right? So I mirror the top and put it at the bottom. So this will be the 90, this will be the 60, this one is another 30. Okay, so if you got this triangle, now you look at the big triangle. The big one, okay, I'll use the red, right? The red one is the big one, including two triangles. Then this triangle will have all three angles the same, right? So when you have three angles are all the same, what kind of triangle do you call it?
Equilateral.
Yeah, very good. Okay, equilateral triangle. So all the three sides will be the same. So then the sides, let's give it a number then. Okay, let's say we make all the three sides 2. Okay, it doesn't have to be 2. Okay, it's just I pick it, right? So it's the reduced one, right? Just like on the left side, you don't have to use 1, 1, right? You can use 5 and 5. The point is the same, right? You can use all the three sides 7, 7, 7. Right? Here I pick 2. Now the reason why I pick 2 for this one is now because each side is 2. Now I want you to focus on the top half, okay? The green triangle now. The top one, this part will be half of 2. So this will be 1. Make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna erase this one so it doesn't get confusing. And then for the green one at the bottom, the green triangle, this side, okay, the one I make it very thick, okay, the green, you can also use Pythagoras to find it, right? Because for the green triangle, you have the 2, right? You also have the 1. So can you guys please find the missing side, okay? This one, the question mark. Okay, so raise your hand when you found the missing side. Use Pythagoras. Okay, Sarah, can I have your answer? What do you have?
√3.
Root 3, yes, very good. Okay, so if you use Pythagoras, it will be missing side. Okay, try it here. Missing side square plus 1 square equal to 2 square. Okay, so missing side square will be 3. So missing side will be root 3. Okay, so this side will be root 3. All right, so now we figure out the three sides, right? Our goal is try to get the three sides of a 30, 60, 90, right? So I'm gonna erase the part that we don't need, okay? So the picture is not too messy, okay? So that's all we need. Root 3, 1, and 2. Okay, so you need to memorize these two pictures and where the sides should be at, right? How long each side is. So the 45-45 is pretty easy, okay? Because the two sides are the same. Most people make a mistake on the 30-60. Okay, so here is a way you can try to remember it. I would like you guys to put this into calculator, square root 3. Okay, please type it into your calculator and tell me what you get. Anyone found it? What's square root of 3?
1.7.
Thank you, 1.7. So you can see that square root of 3 should be longer than the 1, right? Root 3 is the bigger one, okay? So the way I remember is that, think about when you open this, the two sides, right? It's like a door, right? The one at the bottom here is initial, right? This one is the terminal, right? When you open it, if you open only 30 degree, then its opposite side should be the shorter one, right? So this one is the shorter side should correspond to the smaller angle. Okay, it's like you open the door just a little bit, you get 1. Now if you open wider, you open up to 60 degree, then you get a bigger one, root 3. Okay, so this is the way I remember. So you don't mix up these two sides. Okay, the common mistake is to place the 1 and root 3 at the wrong place. Okay, so root 3 is the longer one. Okay, just remember that, longer one, bigger angle. Okay, shorter one is for the smaller angle. Any questions? Okay, I try to think of all the problem you might have, all the mistake you could make, right, possibly make, so then you can avoid that. Okay, right, so let's try it out here. So for example, like sine 60, okay? So sine 60, when you see 60, right? Then you think about, oh, it's a special angle. So you look at this picture, right? 60 degree. Okay, I'll just draw very quickly, 60 degree, right? And then sine is opposite over hypotenuse, right? Opposite, so opposite is this one. 60 is the bigger angle. So bigger angle, bigger side. Hypotenuse is always 2, right? So it'll be root 3 over 2. Any question? So this is called the ratio. Side ratio or trig ratio, or we call it exact value. Okay? And then this one, the thing inside here is called the angle. Right, last one, right? Tangent 45. So when you see tangent 45, right? 45 is also a special one. We know it's a, this one is a isosceles, right? So 1, 1, root 2. Tangent, right? Tangent is TOA. So opposite here over adjacent. So 1 over 1. So that's the answer, right? So this is also called the ratio or exact value. Okay, can you raise your hand if you understand everything up to now? Okay, Eric, do you get it? Any questions, Eric? Yep, okay. So this is when you see special angle, right? 30, 60, 45. Then these two pictures must come up in your head. Now we are going to combine what we learned before the break. All Smurf tickle cats. Okay, these two things. And then combine with angles, right? Could be positive, could be negative. Okay, so combine these three things and then we'll look at the questions. Okay, the question is try to find the ratio, okay, or the exact value. This whole chapter, not the whole chapter, this class today, okay, is focusing on how to find exact value. So here, let's summarize into steps, okay? To find exact value, right? Exact value also means trig ratios, okay? Or you can call them side ratio, okay? Sometimes they'll ask differently. They all mean the same thing, okay? Exact value, trig ratio, side ratios. So first step, right? They will give you an angle for sure, right? So first, you must draw the angle. So let's try an example, okay? So let's say we try question E. So tangent 150, okay? So please draw 150 degree in standard position, okay? When you got the picture, please raise your hand. Okay, step one is to draw the angle. So everyone, please draw 150 degree, okay? Where does it stop in? Okay, raise your hand when you finish drawing. So this part, okay, we have to know how to find it without a calculator, okay? So find exact value without calculator. So Aaron, which quadrant does the angle stop in?
Quadrant 2.
Quadrant 2, very good, okay? So let me draw it out as well, quadrant 2. Okay, so this is 150 degree. Okay, once you got the angle, next is to find the reference angle. So reference angle, please write it down. Okay, reference angle, we use the symbol, okay, theta with a little r. Okay, so remember reference angle is the angle between the terminal arm and the x-axis, right? So we got to make the line triangle to go down, okay? Just a little note on the side, right? Reference angle is a bow tie, remember from last week? So it's either in quadrant 1 there, quadrant 2 will be there, right? The green dot, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, right? Those 4 places. So in question E, the reference angle is here. So please write down how big the reference angle is, okay? So raise your hand when you find it. Okay, Yoshir, how big is reference?
30.
Yep, very good, 30 degree, okay? Anyone has different or have questions about 30 degree? So once you get the reference angle and then you see, it's a 30 degree. 30 degree is a special one, right? And 30 degree is the smaller one compared to the 60. Okay? Now in your head, you should come up with 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay? So with that in head, right? With that in mind, you can start to write out the side ratios. Okay, so we look at the picture, right? That little green dot is 30 degree. So it's a smaller angle. So the opposite side should be what? Colin, what should go here?
Like what value should go there?
What value should go there?
1.
Yes, very good. Okay, so that will be 1. And then that means the other one should be the root 3, and this one will be the 2. Okay, because this is the smaller angle reference, right? The 30 degree. So the opposite should be the shorter one. Any question about this? Okay, look at the picture again. 30 degree, then the opposite side should be the shorter one, number 1. Okay, so that's the side ratio. We are not done yet, right? So we are looking for tangent. So tangent of the 150 degree, so you look at tangent is TOA, opposite over adjacent, right? Looking from reference angle. Opposite is 1, adjacent is root 3, so 1 over root 3. Okay, and then last step, you need to check sign. Check sign means using the old Smurf tickle cat, okay? So you think about quadrant 2, okay? Is tangent positive or negative in quadrant 2? Anybody? Is tangent positive or negative in quadrant 2?
Negative.
Yeah, very good, okay? Quadrant 2, only the sign is positive. So this one, you need to add a negative sign, okay? So therefore, final answer is this one. Okay, so this is called the exact value, or you call it the side ratio. Any questions? Okay, so you just follow the 4 steps for each of the following questions, right? So do you want to try one more? Anyone wants to try one more, or you think you're okay to do it on your own? Anyone want to go over together one more time? Okay, then I'll let you guys try it, okay, by yourself. And then you can raise your hand when you finish all the 8 questions on here, okay? So for the homework, you have to show steps, okay? Show pictures, okay? Write the reference angle. So a couple things you need to show, right? So first you show the picture. Second thing, you show the reference angle. And then finally, you show the answering box. Okay, so I'll give you a couple minutes. Okay, finish this part. Let's check 3 answers at a time, okay? If you finish ABC, raise your hand first, okay? And remember, if angle is negative, make sure you turn clockwise when you are drawing the angle. Okay, when you finish ABC, you can raise your hand and you continue move on. Okay, once everybody finish ABC, I'll write down the answer, okay, to go over the answers. Okay, please raise your hand when you finish ABC. Let's check A, okay? Eric, which question are you working on?
C.
Okay. So draw angle, I'll draw this out. Small angle, small side, right? So 1, √3, 2. Reference angle, this one is 30 degree. So side ratio, first one opposite over hypotenuse. First quadrant, everyone is positive, so that's it. Okay, let's answer for question A. Okay, so when you are doing question, eventually you have to reach to this speed, okay? Do it very quickly. And then once you progress, right? Once you have done enough, then you will be able to do this without drawing the picture, okay? Have the picture in the head. So -60, right, will be down here. Because you're going to negative, right? You have to turn clockwise. So 60 degree is bigger angle, bigger side. So that one should be √3, okay? Do not put 1. So that means that will be 1 and 2. Reference angle is 60. Okay, cosine is adjacent, right? Looking from reference angle, right? Adjacent over hypotenuse, so also 1/2. Eric, are you done with C yet? Okay. Question C, 120 degree. So 120 degree, this time will turn to the left side, quadrant 2. Right? Look at the steps, how I do it, right? The order I do it. Next, I need to figure out reference angle, right? Reference angle in here, that one should be a 60 degree. So bigger angle, bigger side, right? 60 degree is the bigger angle, so it should be √3 here on the opposite, 1 and 2. Tangent, opposite, over adjacent. This is in quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 should be only sign positive. So this one should be negative, right? So equal to -√3. Okay, does anyone have question about ABC? Okay, so please complete the rest. The bottom question has bigger angle, okay? So you could use calculator to figure out which quadrant it stops, okay? How many turns it makes. So when you have finished up to I, please raise your hand, okay? Anyone has questions about drawing the angle? Okay, let's start going over some questions now, okay? So question D. Okay, Aaron, which quadrant is question D?
Quadrant 1.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so it will turn negative 315. So go to there, quadrant 1. Okay, and Brendan, what's the reference angle for D?
45 degrees.
Very good. Okay, so 45 degrees is the easy one, right? The 1 root 2. So the answer for D should be what, Eric? Eric, what's the answer for D?
Because it's cos, I think it's 1/2 root or root 2.
Yeah, 1 over root 2. Positive, negative? Eric, should it be
Positive.
Yeah, positive. Okay. Quadrant 1, everyone's positive. Okay, let's go to question F. 1140 degree. Okay, Nathan, do you know which quadrant it is?
That was the one I made a mistake on, so I don't have it.
Okay, how many turns do you think it can make?
Let's see. 3.
Okay, so one turn is 360, another turn will be 720, right? Another turn is what? 721, 1000 and what? 80? How much more? How much more to be
See,
to huh?
so is it 30?
30 more?
No, like it turns 60 more, I
30
think.
more. Okay, so quadrant 4 then, right? 1140 should be in quadrant 4. Make 3 turns and then 60 more. Okay, so quadrant 4. So what's the reference angle then? Yoshir, what's the reference angle for F?
60.
Yep, 60. Okay, so bigger angle, bigger sine. So this one should be root 3, 1, and 2. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So Aaron, what's the final answer?
1 over root 3.
Opposite. Which one is opposite?
Oh wait, root 3.
Yeah, opposite over
Hypotenuse.
yeah. Which one?
Oh yeah, that'll be 1 then.
Right? Hypotenuse. Which one is hypotenuse?
Oh wait, 2.
2. Hypotenuse is always the one that's turning. Okay, the slanted one. Okay, so it'll be 2, and then now you need to check sign. Should it be positive or negative?
Negative.
Yeah. Okay. In quadrant 4, only cosine is positive. Okay. Everything else you need to add a negative. So final answer should be this. Okay. Any questions? Okay. And Colin, what's your quadrant for G?
Quadrant 1.
Quadrant 1. Okay. So makes 2 turns, right? 720 and then more. Okay. And then reference angle. Brennan, what's the reference angle for this one?
60 degrees.
Yeah. So big angle, big side. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So root 3 over 1. Leave your answer as root 3, okay? The quadrant 1, everyone is positive. Okay, next one, cosine. Okay, Yoshir, did you figure out which quadrant it is?
Quadrant 3.
Quadrant 3. Okay, how many turns can it make?
3 turns, I think.
3 turns. 1 turn is 360, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 turn will be what?
Wait, the 362 turns?
Yeah, 2 times.
That's 720.
Yeah, and make sure you are turning in the negative direction. So you have to turn this way, 360, right? And then another turn, negative 720. How much more to get to 945?
How much? Um, 225.
225, okay? So I have to keep on turning 225. So I turn half a circle, that's only 180, right? So how much more?
Um, 45.
I need to turn 45 more. So in fact, you will stop in quadrant 2. Okay, make sense? Okay, I think the problem was you turn the positive direction, right? You have to turn in the negative direction.
Okay.
Okay, so stop in quadrant 2, and then this one is the reference angle is 45 degree. Okay, so 45 is the easy one, 1 root 2 cosine. So what's the final answer, Sarah? Negative 1 over root 2. Okay, it's in quadrant 2, so cosine should be negative. Any questions? Okay, last one, okay? If you have finished last one, please raise your hand. Question I. Okay, give you a couple more minutes. Okay, finish the last one. Remember, this angle is turning in the negative direction. Just follow the 4 steps on the top, okay? Then you'll be fine for these kind of questions. Draw the angle in the right way. Figure out the reference angle, okay? Reference angle, and then get the sides. When you find the side ratio, you try to remember from the head, okay? Don't look at the picture. You got to memorize the triangle in the head. Remember, you have to turn negative direction, okay? Let's get the location of the terminal arm, okay? Which angle does it stop in? Anyone? Which quadrant?
I think it's the first one.
First one? Is it the first one? Anyone say something I agree or disagree?
I got 2, but I might be wrong.
Second one? Is it second one? Because the picture determines everything, right? Is it first quadrant or second quadrant? Or somewhere else?
I got the third quadrant.
Which one?
I got the third one.
Third one, okay. So anyone call for the fourth one? Well, we got almost everywhere. Quadrant 1, 2, 3. Which one? Can someone else also confirm?
I also got the third one.
Third
I got
one.
there as well.
Third one. Okay, so let's draw it out, right? So see which one. Negative 360, right? Keep turning one more. Negative 720, right? And then negative 1080, right? Negative 1080. How much more to get to the angle that we want? How much more? Anyone? How much more do we need to turn? So far, I've turned 1080 degree. I want to get to 1215.
Is it 135?
135. Okay, I need 135 more, right? So 135 will be not 180 yet, so it'll be somewhere here. Okay, this is how you figure out where to draw the line. Okay, you just keep on turning. So you turn 135 more. So that makes our reference angle over here, right? Our red dot will be there. What's our reference angle then, Eric?
45 degrees.
45 degree. Okay, we're lucky we get an easy one here. 45 is 1 root 2. So our final answer should be what, Nathan?
Should be sine is 1/√2.
Positive, negative?
Negative.
Negative, yeah. Quadrant 3, only tangent positive, okay? Everything else negative. Right, so that will be it. Your homework will be questions like these ones, okay? You need to know how to find the side ratios and make sure you show the steps, okay? Steps includes drawing pictures, show me reference angle, and the final answer, okay? If you have any questions, you can stay after class. I'll see you next week. Have a
Thank you,
great
Jason.
Bye.
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 All right, thanks, Jason. See you next class.
See you.
Also,